Welcome back to Fast Money. Another check on tonight's key earnings. We're about 20 minutes into Microsoft's conference call, so let's go back to Deepwater managing partner Gene Munster for the very latest there. Gene, what's new?
I'm Melissa. From Microsoft's perspective, Amy Hood, the CFO, is just starting to talk right now, so we're probably a few minutes away from that all-important guide. As far as the Microsoft call, Satya talked about the importance of scaling laws holding. That's a big AI topic. That's also kind of confirming related to the importance of building AI infrastructure that's good for NVIDIA. On the flip side, a couple data points from Meta's call is that Susan Lee, CFO, mentioned that part of that expansion in CapEx, earlier I was saying how important of a data point that was. Part of that expansion in CapEx spend was related to higher costs that they're anticipating related to tariffs. She said that some of it is related to expanding the amount and the size of the AI brain that they're building. And so that kind of watered that down a little bit. And one last point is that they also mentioned that some of the ongoings with Europe and some of what's going on the policies and regulation there could start to have an impact in the back half of the year. Investors largely shrug that off. But you see the stock kind of dipping a little bit in the last 20 minutes, Meta has, and I think it's kind of a combination of those two. Overall, still very positive quarter.
All right, Gene, thanks. Gene Munster. What do you think about that asterisk to that CapEx increase?
Yeah, that's not quite as, because those dollars aren't ones that will have a return on those dollars. They're just higher, right? More so expensive. That is, it's worth a couple of points.
Still think it's a pretty solid quarter.
Yes.
And I mean, and they and Walmart, they being Facebook, two companies that have really figured out the AI thing. I mean, they're getting a return on their investment without question, which is why you can justify the spend. So I still think it's too cheap here.
We talked last night about this AI diffusion rule that's going to come in place on May 15th. I think this is going to be something that we'll probably hear more about on the Q2 calls, when we get there. So, again, what does that mean? That could be a hit on demand as it relates to outside the U.S. and the other, things outside the U.S., which they just mentioned about policy and the like.
Yeah, the Qs in the after hours, by the way, are higher by about 0.8%. But these reports overall, I mean, the pastiche is a good one when it comes to...
Interesting use of pastiche. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's an underutilized word.
Sure, especially on this show. The market has done enough to alleviate the fears within the marketplace right now. So we've had 6 days up or 7 days up, and the market has gained 8% in the last 7 days or so. So I think that if you're looking for this rally to continue, I think that it's done enough, as the Qs are suggesting right now, to keep that momentum going forward.
Would you rather pastiche or mosaic? I'm like a mosaic.
Pastiche.
I like pastiche. It sounds nicer.
Okay.
But mosaic's good, too. Solid. Yeah. Both are solid.